How you start matters more than you know. Before the noise, before the demands, before the world rushes in and starts pulling you in 12 different directions, before you have had a single moment to decide who you are going to be today, how you choose to use the first minutes of your day is one of the most consequential decisions you will ever make. Not because mornings are magical, but because the first input your mind receives sets the tone for everything that follows. It is the lens through which you will interpret every interaction, every obstacle, every opportunity that crosses your path before the day is done. And most people are handing that first input to something that does not deserve it. They open their eyes and immediately reach for the phone. They flood their mind before a single intentional thought has had a chance to form with other people's opinions, other people's drama, other people's carefully curated highlight reels, news designed to provoke anxiety, notifications demanding their attention, algorithms built specifically to capture them and hold them captive in a loop of passive consumption that masquerades as being informed. And then they wonder why they feel scattered, why the day feels like it happens to them instead of being directed by them. Why by the time they reach what should be their most important work, they're already drained, distracted, and operating from someone else's agenda rather than their own. Your first hour is yours. Protect it like it is the most valuable asset you own, because it is. It is the foundation on which the entire architecture of your day is built. Lay it with intention, and everything built on top of it has a chance to be strong. Hand it away carelessly, and you are building on sand every single time, and wondering why nothing holds. So what does an intentional first hour actually look like? Not the influencer version with the perfect routine and the color-coded journal and the 40-step protocol that takes longer to explain than to live a full life. The real version. The one that is actually sustainable because it's built for a human being rather than a performance. It starts with silence. Before you say a word to anyone, before you absorb a single piece of information from outside yourself, give yourself 5 minutes of silence. Not meditation, if that is not your practice, just quiet. Just the experience of being awake and present without immediately filling the space. You've been unconscious for hours. You just return to yourself. Give yourself a moment before you give yourself to everything else. Then you feed your mind something worth feeding it, something that reminds you of who you are trying to become and why it matters. Something that raises your standard before the day has a chance to lower it. Something that connects you to the version of yourself that operates from intention rather than reaction. That is what this is. That is why you are here. And if this is how you are choosing to start, with something that builds you up rather than tears you down, that calls you forward rather than holds you in place, then you are already doing something that most people in the world will never do. Then you move your body. Before the emails, before the meetings, before the 1,000 small urgencies that will declare themselves the most important thing the moment you make yourself available to them, move. Walk, run, stretch, lift. Do something that reminds your body that it is alive and capable and built for more than sitting still and absorbing information. The energy you generate in those first minutes of physical movement is not just physical. It is mental. It is emotional. It is the difference between approaching the day with your systems online and fully activated versus dragging yourself through it on fumes, wondering why everything feels harder than it should. And then, before anything else, before the reactive work, before the inbox, before the requests, you do the most important thing, the thing that moves your life forward, the work that only you can do on the goal that only you can build. 10 minutes, 20, an hour if you have it, but something that says to yourself and to the universe that your priorities come first, that you are not just a responder to other people's needs, but a builder of your own life, that today is not just going to happen to you, you are going to happen to it. This is not complicated. It is not expensive. It does not require perfect conditions or a bigger house or more time than you currently have. It requires one thing:
The decision to treat the first part of your day as sacred, to stop giving it away to everything that is loud and demanding and engineered to capture your attention, and to start giving it fiercely and deliberately to the version of yourself you are trying to build. The people who are living the lives you admire are not operating on more hours than you. They are operating on better first hours than you. They have learned through discipline, through failure, through the slow and painful recognition of what it costs to start every day on someone else's terms, that the morning is not just the beginning of the day, it is the beginning of who you choose to be in it. Choose deliberately. Own the first hour. Everything else follows from there. Share this with someone who needs to take back their mornings. Subscribe to Motivation Daily. Make this part of your first hour every single day. Drop a comment and tell me, what does your first hour look like right now, and what is one thing you are going to change about it starting tomorrow? Let's build this together.